Evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of, I don't know, something, whatever we're going to talk about tonight. We're not real sure what we're going to do, where we're going to go. We're going to talk about just some random different sports. I mean, just whatever. That's why I named the title Sports Freestyle. Wherever we want to go. We're not rapping. We're not going to be throwing no bars and doing none of that. No, we're just going to keep it.
Well, that's good.
Break up the rap scene.
I can't rap at present, so.
No, me neither. In fact, that's why I have to make sure everything I buy my wife for Christmas is in a box so she can rap her own.
Friday Frenzy.
Yeah. So, obviously, people, you may have seen me around. I'm SEC Sean, do a lot of our stuff on the WTP Sports Dudes with NASCAR and kind of just random stuff. I'm more random than the rest of them. They like to be more, have little set things and go through, which is great. But I also like shows like this where you can just kind of bounce around all over the world of sports where you don't have to be felt like you're tied to a topic. So that's why I threw it out there today in a group text we have, and old Doug here. Buddy of mine again, y'all seen him a few times on some stuff we've done. Some NASCAR stuff, some baseball stuff, some basketball. We've done a little bit of everything, but how we were talking off script about the weather and stuff. How it's cold up here, but nice down there. So other than that, what's going on down in the big city of Houston, Texas?
That's about it, man. I mean, rodeo's about to kick off.
No, yeah, that's true.
Biggest rodeo on the planet, right? I mean, 2 million people, something like that.
Yeah. I don't know if it's the biggest, but I know it's the richest.
Yeah. Expensive. Most expensive. Got to be.
Well, yeah. I mean, they pay out more money than anything. Even the finals rodeo in Las Vegas, they pay more. But they draws people from all over the world. That thing does. That thing is huge.
Yep.
I can remember when it was in the Astrodome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too, man.
Now it's in what? Is it still called NRG or is it changed?
I believe it still is NRG.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be Reliant.
These stadiums change names so often nowadays. I don't know who's playing where anymore. I
don't even know where the Astros play anymore, dude. I'm still stuck on Minute Maid. I think
what is that called? Dingler or Dagler or Dingleberry? I don't know what's going on.
Something.
Which I'm not a fan, so. We will get into a little bit of baseball talk coming up too, but yeah, that rodeo's fun. I'll tell people, if you ever get the chance to go down to the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, get on the website and look at the concert list and see what's going on, and there's some pretty good entertainment out there along with the concert. The rodeo's phenomenal. The amount of talent that they bring in is crazy. And I'll tell you this, if you want to buy it, if you want to buy something, you can find it there. I promise you. They got videos everywhere, dude.
Oh, you know what's cool though? My daughter's team will be in town to play TSU, I think on the 13th of March, and they're going to take a couple of her teammates to the rodeo. We're going to let them check it out, man. So they like to stay in the Hilton downtown.
Yeah.
When they come to play TSU.
Yeah, TSU's right down there, so that makes sense. It's not too far.
So they get to experience that for her teammates and her. We're going to take them to the carnival.
Oh yeah. Some of them kids that may never ever been to something like that, their eyes are going to be wide.
Yes, sir.
Stuff that goes on around there. Plus, they got that. I don't know if they still do it, but they used to have that mechanical bull out front, like near the entrance where you walk in. Put some of them girls in that mechanical bull, let them see what's going on.
Wow. Yeah.
I need videos. Exactly. I need videos.
Hey, we'll go live.
Right. Yes, right. So. Just kind of off, we're going to start it right there. I think that's going to be a good thing to hit off of. I know your daughter plays softball at our Pine Bluff.
Yes, sir.
I
Yep.
research on them today. I know they played 2 games today, and I haven't checked the results of those today. I'm sure you can fill us in, but I noticed she's playing catcher, which is what she played all growing up and in high school.
Right. Yeah.
But I saw she's like 1 for 3 or something batting, 1 for 4, something like that. She's a sophomore though, so she's probably got a senior or somebody in front of her, I'm sure, on the depth chart.
They do have a senior, but it's her and her sophomore roommate from California have been switching off and on.
Okay.
Yeah, when Angelina catches, my daughter will pinch hit, or she'll DH, and kind of vice versa.
Okay. Yeah. See, I was looking through some of the box scores and stuff, just kind of seeing how they were doing. I didn't know, like I said, they were 2-1. Looks like they played like Western Illinois or something like that.
Northern Iowa, something like that. Western Illinois last week. Yeah. But it's funny, dude. She called me last week, man, and she was like, it's like night and day, man. It's a huge difference a 1 year can make for a kid in college, man. That 1 year adjustment is huge. I mean, she's like ready to go. She's like pumped up. She's healthy, and she's like, man, Dad, it's totally different this year. And so
yeah. Well, she's got a year of work and strength and conditioning and learning the system, learning her coaches. I'm assuming the coach is the same as last year.
Yep.
So she didn't have a big roster turnover, a year, like you said, that 1 year, that's why you see a lot of people jump from that freshman to sophomore season. They feel more comfortable. It's almost kind of like you're back in high school with the same people you grew up playing travel ball with and stuff like that, but yeah, no, I kept an eye on them, and I'll keep up with them throughout the season. But I
think we're gonna go see her next weekend. Actually, they're going back to Louisiana. They're in Louisiana right now, Monroe, playing a tournament. They're gonna go back there next weekend. So I'll be there Friday, Saturday next week.
You have to pop in if you can. Shoot me the game schedules, and we'll see if we can bring something, or if you go out to dinner with her or something, see if we can record something real quick with her. Just get her recap on how the game went and stuff.
Hey, dude, when you get a chance, go look up Grand Canyon softball. There's a girl over there hitting home runs like crazy. You're gonna recognize her last name. Her last name is Satcher.
Oh, really?
That's Coach Satcher's daughter.
That's Coach Satcher's daughter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alina Satcher. She's jacking like home runs every night now. It's crazy.
Well, I saw the girl you posted in our chat plays at Purdue, I think.
Oh yeah, man. Mariah Polar.
Yeah,
man. She's gonna be one of the best ever, dude. She suffered a crazy injury last year, man. Her and her outfielder teammate, they collided real bad. She broke her freaking jaw real bad, broke her collarbone, part of her neck, and she was out the whole year. But now she's back and just back doing what she's doing, man. It's amazing.
It's crazy how an injury like that. To me, it's crazy. An injury like that puts you out for the year, and then you just come right back in like nothing ever happened for an athlete. That just,
she's a center fielder, dude. I remember this girl running through fences, 10 years old.
She played at Dobie?
She went to Shadow Creek.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You posted that. That's my mistake. Yeah.
Stud.
That's. I mean, I saw what you, like I said, I saw you post her, and you telling me, saying how good she's going to be. One of the, best to probably ever play college softball or whatever softball. But that's definitely a name we'll have to keep an eye on for sure. It's softball has exploded.
As far as revenue, I think it's the fourth and largest in college.
Yeah, it's probably behind the 3 big men's sports: football, basketball, baseball, and then probably softball next, and then you would probably break it down into the women's basketball, stuff like that. But softball seems, back when even when we were in Texas, when we were living down there working together in 2010, 2012-ish, right around there, somewhere in that range.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big. You were doing travel ball stuff, but you were doing travel ball.
Right.
But I mean, I can remember y'all taking trips to like Colorado to play in tournaments and all kinds of things, and
Florida.
But it wasn't real big. I mean, Manville, the high school my kids went to, had a really good softball program for a couple of years.
Yeah, because you had Krista Williams there.
Yeah, that was our coach, and then she left.
And she won a state championship at Kingwood last year.
Is that where she's at now?
Yeah, she won a state championship at Kingwood last year. And if she wants to, she's going to be one of the best coaches in college, I think, when she gets there. She's really good.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, she was a really good player, too. That area down there starting to pop off more with softball, though, from what I, go back a couple years ago to, I mean, y'all had Krista Williams. Who are some others that have come out of that area? Corey Vidalis came out of LaPorte, went to Texas A&M, was on the Olympic team, There's just been a lot of, you always think about that area. It's a hotbed for football and basketball and track. And I'll tell you what, there's some girls slinging the lumber down there too in softball.
Man. Yeah, absolutely, man. Another coach's daughter, McDowell, they coached at Foster.
Sean McDowell?
Yep.
Sean McDowell, yeah.
Sean McDowell. His daughter plays at Arkansas. God, what is her name?
He left Foster. Where'd he go? He went to one of the new schools, Montgomery Lake Creek or something like that. He went up there to one of those new schools that opened up on the north side. But his daughter plays at Arkansas, huh?
Oh, yeah. Shortstop.
I have to look that up. It's crazy. These coaches that used to coach high school football that we used to, knock around and run into, and now talking about the kids. Man.
I think Craig Biggio's daughter played at Notre Dame or something like that.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing about that. But that's a little more high-profile player than Sean McDowell from the Foster head football coach. Nothing against Mr. McDowell if he ever watches this podcast, but he's a great guy, great man. Love the dude. Had the chance to run into him a couple times doing 7-on-7 stuff over at Foster High School. Really, really good man. Really good guy. Coach Satchel was a really good guy too. Ran into him a couple times too.
He got to coach C.D. Lamb over there at Foster, didn't
he? We played him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
We played against him. We shut him down. Yeah. I think he scored one touchdown on us, but that was the year Manville. We beat him like by 40. It wasn't even pretty. But, there's so much talent down there. So, it's crazy to see some of the guys that we played against and what they're doing in the, C.D. Lamb. And God, there's so many other ones. Clavion Chason.
Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah, I love seeing him playing the Super Bowl, man. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because that guy was an absolute freak at North Shore, man.
Yeah, he was.
He was a man.
Well, you got to remember, back then, Manville's non-district slate was Spring Westfield when they had Ed Oliver. And then we played North Shore with Clavion Chason. And, how many other kids went off to play ball off that raw, So,
you had to get ready. You had to get ready to play Dobie, man. That's why.
That's what we had to do. Yeah, you're right. We had to get ready to play Dobie. Oh, my God. I remember the one game we used to always do little side things, you and I'll give you 20 points, whatever. I remember the one game that I gave you, I think, 15 points or something because Dobie was having a really good year that year. And then the first 3 plays of the game, Dobie threw 3 incomplete passes, and Manville scored on the next play after we had already scored a touchdown. And you were like, what are we doing?
Dude, that was like the 65-0 game or something like that, man.
It was. And it was just
Dobie's only chance that night was to win the coin toss, and I think they won the coin toss, and they kicked off.
And then we scored in like
they
2 or
screwed
3
that
plays.
That was
y'all
normal.
got the ball.
That was normal.
Well, y'all got the ball. Well, that's true. Y'all got the ball, and y'all were like, you know what? You're like, we just need to run the ball. Just run it, milk the clock, make the game shorter. And they came out and threw passes.
That should have been a 44-0 game. That shouldn't have been no 65-0 or 69 or whatever. I think it was 70. I don't even remember what it was. But it was the worst loss in Dobie football history.
I actually think it was like 75-0.
I think it was too.
Yeah, it was. It
should have been 45-0. Should have been 45-0.
Hey, but on a bright note, that same Manville team, a couple of years later, went and handed Pearland their worst shutout loss at home ever.
No kidding.
Beat them 35-0. That was the game when Caleb Case and Martin had broken his hand or messed his hand up in the offseason, and Jalen Preston went in and played quarterback, and we ran the Manville High School. The first 28 plays were rushing plays. And then we pulled all the starters. It was like 35-0 at that point. We pulled and started putting the backup and let the backup quarterback throw passes. It was
the days. Those were the days.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that's just a little bit of catch up and run down memory lane there for a few minutes. We got I don't know if they scored or not. I don't know. A&M had some guys on base, but I got a good slate of college basketball. Well, I'm not going to say a good slate, but we got a couple of headline marquee games tomorrow in college basketball.
Yes, sir.
I think it starts at 3. I think the time.
I think it's U of H first, right?
I think so. I'm going to look it up real quick while we talk about it.
Arizona at Houston.
Yeah, Arizona's at Houston.
I think Houston is a 5.5 point favorite right now.
4.5.
4.5? Okay.
4.5 point favorite is Houston. At home at 3:00. That's on ABC. But then you follow that up, which is the weirdest time to have an out of conference game.
Yeah.
But you got Michigan at Duke. Well, it's Edward Jones Capital Showcase. I think it's at the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think it's not at Duke. I can tell you that. It is at it's Capital One Arena, Washington, D.C.
Okay.
So and Michigan's a 2.5 point favorite there. But what I found intriguing about it was it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's crazy to me.
That is crazy. I didn't even know that. 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I mean, I get 2 and 4 are in the same conference. You know, that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Houston and Arizona. But again, Duke and Michigan are in 2 completely different conferences, and they're playing in the middle of the year. I find that odd. But yeah, 1 versus 3, Michigan versus Duke, and 2 versus 4, Houston or Arizona at Houston, which is Houston's the number 2.
Yeah.
I tell you what really makes me sick, though, to think about was the Big 12 is really good in basketball. And losing JT Toppin for Texas Tech is really, really bad.
Yeah, that hurt, man.
I liked that kid. He was really good. And I'm talking like the kid passed away, and it's not. He's still really good.
Yeah, no, he's going to be back, man. He's going to be back stronger.
I don't, unless he just goes to the draft. See,
I mean, was he
was a junior.
The junior. He could have went last year, huh?
Yeah, but something about he wanted to come back. I'm going to look this up and see if he is a junior. Let me see. When did they last play? Saturday. go to the Big 10. Well,
I hope it's a clean tear and they can repair it. You know,
not nowadays. They'll repair it.
yeah, yeah, you're right. But just hope for the best for him, man.
Let's see. Trying to see how old he is. What his class? Yeah, he's a junior.
Yeah.
So
That's be tough to take down, man.
Yeah. That's going to be really hard for Tech, and Texas Tech is having a really good season too. And he's not the only one on the team, but he's the headliner.
Mm-hmm.
But feel really bad for that kid. Really feel bad for the whole fan base. I know Tech's had a pretty good run. You know, football did good. Basketball's been good for a few years.
Yeah, they've been good for a while. Yeah.
You just, people don't understand it that aren't from Texas, that don't understand the hatred between the big three, Tech, Texas, and Texas A&M. Texas and Texas A&M hate each other more than Tech, but Tech still likes to stick its little brother nose in there once in a while.
They do. They're that thorn, you know.
But it was always like, even back in the Big 12 days or the Southwest Conference days, it was always better when those three schools were good, because they're the three big flagship schools in Texas. I mean, they're the three biggest.
Mm-hmm.
So, as much as I dislike Tech, I still root for the Texas squads to do good, as long as they're not playing my school.
When they had Crabtree and remember Byron Hanspard back in the day, man, that guy was good.
Yeah,
Hanspard.
The hell, Mahomes.
Can't forget about Mahomes.
Right. So, yeah, I'm surprised you mentioned Crabtree. I thought he'd be burned in your hatred memory forever for that 5-second catch, which anybody that doesn't know, go watch. I don't even remember what year it was, but Tech beat Tech.
2008. It had to have been 2008, right before the 2009 year championship.
Might have been, and everybody to this day still wonders why the dude from Texas doesn't just nudge him out of bounds. But there's a bunch of different things we can do with every sport.
Right.
We can do
take a couple plays.
Why didn't you just do this? Like earlier today, why didn't Dobie just run the ball?
Just run the ball, man. Just run the ball, punt the ball with 2 seconds left on the play clock. You know, walk out of there 45-0.
And be happy. 45-0 against that Manville squad was pretty close.
It would have been great.
But yeah, so hate to see that for Toppin. Also saw that what's the kid from North Carolina? Davis, maybe.
What happened
there? He's out 4 to 6 weeks.
Oh,
but I can't. Caleb Williams, maybe, is that his name?
I don't know.
He's the star from North Carolina, their superstar over there.
Yeah, okay, well that's not good. So dude, what's up with those freshmen, man?
I don't know. And then Peterson from Kansas checked out of the game the other night, cramping.
Yeah.
There's something going on with his character issues. I'm not sure about this kid.
I'm not sure about him either, man. And Bill Self is just he's really been pretty cool about it, man. I don't know. I mean,
what are you going to do? I mean, he's your superstar. He's probably the number one pick in the NBA draft. What are you going to come out and say? If you come out and say anything negative against the kid, you're going to lose every recruit you ever had. So his hands are tied.
But what would you do as a GM, man? I mean,
I'm going to have to sit down and have some hard discussion. If I'm the GM of an NBA team and this kid is, we're going to have to sit down and have a talk. And I'm going to have to try to figure out, are you load management yourself for the NBA? Or, what's going on here? Because you're the projected number one pick in the NBA draft, and you're missing games left and right.
Yep.
I get the other one. He checked out with cramps. There's even some speculation on, was he really cramping? I mean, this is something people are going to have to look into. And I don't want to say the kid's not been hurt and not been injured and stuff, because I'm not going to say that about him. But when it happens this often,
yeah, it's a pattern, man.
That's exactly what it is. And that's when the questions start getting raised. I still think, he's the number one pick. The dude is super talented.
Yeah. Well, you don't have these questions about Kingston Fleming. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
And you
don't have him about AJ DeBanza either, out of Duke, or out of BYU. You don't have him about Boozer out of Duke.
Yeah.
These questions aren't being asked about any of those kids. The kid out of Houston, even the other, what is the other freshman, Sanak or whatever? He's like 7'5" wingspan. Good Lord. So you're not having them about any of these other. The kid from Illinois, even the Caleb. I tell you, the kid from Arkansas is nasty. Acuff, that kid is.
Oh yeah, I like Arkansas. Man. They just need to play some defense, but I like Arkansas. Calipari's only been in a couple years.
Them in Alabama both. Neither one of them played defense.
I know. That was terrible.
That game was that was probably the game of the year though in college basketball.
Yeah.
117, 115 in double overtime. Acuff went for 49. Philon from Alabama went for like 35. I was like, oh my God. They didn't even need it. Yeah. Go ahead.
They didn't need overtime to even cover their 186 or 187 on the total. They covered that
they covered that at like probably halfway through the second half.
I think Alabama averages 36 3-pointers attempts a game or something like that, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
A&M's right with them. A&M shoots the hell out of them. But yeah, it was insane.
It was a great game.
I was watching the A&M Ole Miss game that night, so I didn't really, but I kept getting alerts on my phone, and I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "What in the world is going on?"
Yeah.
But then the craziest part was that same night, the kid from Mississippi State, Josh Hubbard, puts up 35 in the first half.
Yeah. Yeah, he went off, dude. Mississippi State, dude.
Yeah, but then he wound up with like 42. I was like,
hey, they made an adjustment,
Something.
Something.
I was sitting there thinking this dude's going to have like 70. I was like, what is going on here?
There's been a lot of upsets lately in college basketball.
I don't consider a lot of it upsets when you're in conference play. Obviously, I don't follow the Big Ten in the ACC as much as I do the SEC. Even though this isn't the best year for the SEC, I still follow it more than I do any other conference. And it's not that there's a dominant. Well, Florida seems to be like the dominant team.
Yeah, Florida and the SEC. Yeah, they seem to be. After
Florida, it just seems like you have a bunch of really, really, really good teams.
Yeah.
Look at Texas. They started off horrendous in conference play.
Dude, did you hear their coach ripping them earlier this season, man? It seemed like I'm thinking these guys are all going to be gone. He was like, "We'll foul the living bleep out of you. That's all we do. We'll foul. We'll jump in the air and foul you. We'll foul you there, but then they clean that up a little bit. I think
Yeah,
he's doing a good job. So,
but even as bad as Texas started though, if the SEC tournament starts today, they're the 8th seed. They get a bye in the first round. That's not bad. They're ahead of Kentucky.
Yeah.
For as bad as it started for Texas, and as bad as A&M has been in the past few weeks, after that close loss to Bama, they've just looked bad. and
Yeah.
they got a win against Ole Miss, which was much needed, but it just seems like anybody can beat anybody in this league. And I know that's cliche, but it's true, and I believe in this
It's
league.
true this year. It really is, man. But
Yeah.
they're still going to get about what 4 or 5 teams in the tournament, probably in the SEC.
No, they're probably going to get like 9 or 10.
Damn. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
they said the only league
Arkansas.
you're going to probably get Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Texas A&M, probably, depending on how they play the rest of the year, Missouri,
Kentucky.
I'm sure probably Kentucky. I don't even know if we mentioned Auburn could probably sneak in and get in.
Yeah.
There's still quite a few. So a lot's going to be determined over the next few weeks. I know, like I said, A&M, I think, has Oklahoma tomorrow. And then I think our midweek game is Arkansas and then Texas. There's our next 3 games, I think.
Yeah.
Well, you could afford to lose to Texas, but you can't really afford to drop the other 2. Well, you could afford to lose to Arkansas, I guess.
Yeah. I don't want to lose Arkansas on anything.
I don't either, but no.
But speaking of getting into the tournament, man, speaking of that, dude, you're up in Ohio, dude. Miami of Ohio. Am I following this right, dude? Because I'm hearing that because of their strength of schedule, if they lose one game, they ain't getting in. Like they have to lose their MAC conference championship game with one loss to get in.
I mean,
that's
there
criminal.
is a potential. They have played nobody, dude.
I know. It's creeping up to the 400s, I think, right now.
Yeah, I mean, to put it in perspective, it's Katy High School is lumped in with all of the Pasadenas and all of HISD in district. And that's kind of what you're looking like. Those games, they're a good story. If they lose one game, will they be out? I don't think so. I don't. Especially if that one loss is in their conference tournament. I don't care if it's a semifinal. They're going to get in. I can't imagine a 25-1 or a 30-1 team being left out.
That's criminal.
Now, would they maybe have to go play in the first 4 tournament in Dayton? Probably. But, I mean, for people that don't know, Miami of Ohio is about 15 minutes, 20 minutes. It's probably a little bit more. It's within an hour of Dayton. It's probably 30 minutes from Dayton. So it'd be a home game for them. Yeah. It'd be no different than the first or second year they did that tournament, and Dayton got to play there. But if they lose a couple of games down the stretch and then lose in their tournament, you could have like a 30-3 team left out.
Yeah, but the MAC champion is going to make it, though, right?
Oh yeah, I mean every conference champion has to make it.
Right.
So if they win their tournament, even if they lose 2 games down the stretch, but win their conference tournament, they're in. But when you're one of these bubble teams like a Texas or an A&M, you need them to win their tournament because then it's a 1-bid league where if somebody else wins the tournament, they could get 2 bids, and now you got a bid stolen from an at-large like a Texas or an A&M that gets pushed off the bubble because we got to put this team in.
Yeah.
So, a lot to watch when it comes down. We're getting close. We got, what is there? 3 weekends left of college basketball?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we're getting into March here soon.
Yeah, and then you crank up the conference tournaments, and then from there we roll.
Final Four is usually the first week of April, maybe.
Yeah, somewhere right around there. See if I can pull up how many games A&M has left real quick. That'll kind of give us a better idea. If I can figure out how to navigate this phone. Come.
But man, right now, dude, Michigan, man, looks so freaking good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the best teams are in the Big 12, but the best team might be in the Big 10. And the fact that their only loss was to Wisconsin, I think, another Big 10 team.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. So A&M has Oklahoma, then Arkansas, then Texas. So that's this weekend, Oklahoma. Next week is Arkansas and Texas. And then they go Kentucky and LSU on 3-7 is the last game of the SEC regular season. So most other conferences will be done around that time too. So, and then that following week, that following Wednesday or Thursday, you'll kick off the SEC tournament. So roughly you got, 2 weeks,
Yep.
2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. So should be an interesting run down the stretch. Don't know if you watched much of the Winter Olympics or not, kept up with it at all.
A little bit. I listening to some of the, I think on the women's hockey, I think they won. They beat Canada.
Yeah.
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 That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, they were trailing Canada. Canada scored in the second period, and then the U.S. only scored with like 2.5 minutes left in the third period to tie it, and then won it in overtime.
Yeah, nice.
And then you get, I don't think it's tomorrow. I think it's Sunday. The men's hockey gold medal game between Canada and the United States. Canada was actually losing 2-0 to Finland for most of the game, and then scored 3 to take the win. The U.S. Destroyed Slovakia 6-2.
Dang, that's a blowout.
Yeah. So just been kind of, I kept up with a little bit of it. I was keeping up with a little hockey. I like the sledding events, the bobsleds, the luges and stuff. So, just I can't get into all this when they brought in these like X Games to the Olympics, like half pipe snowboarding and stuff. I can't get into that stuff.
No, I can't get into
X Games, and I'm not going to watch it in the Olympics.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that, man. I like the traditional Olympic, in Winter Olympics especially too. Like, the bobsled, like you said, the downhill slope stuff, the speed skating is freaking insane. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know much about that stuff. I just know that I couldn't do it. None of that stuff. It'll take me my whole life to learn that type of skill and dedicate my entire life to do that. So, those people do.
Yeah, I like all the same with even with the Summer Olympics. I can't get into like the break dancing. Well, what are we doing here? What?
Yeah.
If you were going to do break dancing, that should have been an Olympic event in like the 80s.
100%. Yeah.
Parachute pants and doing the hammer slide and everything. Come on, man.
The one glove.
Yeah, that's it. But even with the Summer Olympics, there's some things like I can't get into judo. I can't watch that. I don't understand it. Oh, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand fencing, but I'll watch it.
Oh yeah, I'll watch fencing. I think fencing is pretty funny, just watching them dance around. But just like I don't understand curling, but I watch the hell out of it. I can't when it's on TV. I cannot turn curling off.
Exactly.
I don't understand it. I know you're just supposed to get close to the center and move them out. That's all I know.
I just want to be the guy with the thing, the sweeping.
I want to be the guy throwing it. That dude doing that sweeping looks like too much fucking work. That's a lot of work, dude.
That's a lot of work, man.
But I don't, they spin this little stone and it goes way and what? We're like bowling on ice with these. I mean, it's crazy. I can't turn it off when it's on. I just sit there and watch it. They're like, oh, they've got the hammer. And I was like, what the hell is that? Who's using the
Yeah,
hammer?
no, what? Hammer. Yeah.
You know, I mean, so I kept up with a little bit. This is actually one of the best Winter Olympics for the Americans.
Yeah,
Like
I was about to say,
second in the
man.
medal count.
Yeah, the medal count, they're doing pretty darn good, man.
Yeah.
What are they normally like? Top 5, top 10 normally in the medal count.
Normally at minimum top 10. But
But it was usually like, who usually dominates? Canada, Russia, or something?
well, Norway's always been really good because they dominate like the cross country skiing. Because I guess there's probably not much to do in Norway but skate across the country. So
Touche.
they're really good at that event. But you know, Norway, Japan has always been really good with the figure skating stuff. Japan, China, things like that. But like China only has 12 medals in these events.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's weird, man. They usually, well, I mean, I guess the Summer Olympics, they normally try to do really well. But man, the Winter Olympics, they normally do
good with like, yeah. I mean, they have 12. To put it in perspective, Australia has 6.
Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
Down under? Wow.
Yeah. Brazil has 1. Kazakhstan has 1.
There you go, Kazakhstan.
Telling you, they're partying hard over there. And Kazakhstan's is a gold. So it's just been one of the better Winter Olympics, I believe, for the U.S. team this year. Still 0-0.
So the Aggies play for baseball.
Penn.
Who?
Penn. University of Penn.
Oh, wow.
Ivy League school. They're good. No, Penn's good.
Okay.
That's really good. I mean, they're good. They're a good Ivy League school.
I went to school with a guy that's Aggie Baseball Hall of Famer.
Who?
Man, this guy was an All-American in high school, dude. We thought he was going to be in the majors, but he couldn't hit a curveball, I think, in the minors. But still was an Aggie Baseball Hall of Famer, first baseman by the name of John Sheshik.
Oh yeah, remember you mentioned him before. We've talked about him before. Yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great guy. Jolly. My quarterback in high school.
Yeah, they got on the broadcast, the A&M broadcast team is normally guy played baseball at A&M and TCU, Boomer White, a few years back, and then Ross Stripling, former Major League Baseball pitcher.
Mm-hmm.
He's an Aggie. He's in the broadcast team.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, softball. Like I said, we mentioned some softball with your daughter and stuff going on there. I'm not focused too much on results right now in college softball.
It's too early right now.
Yeah, I mean, A&M is out on the West Coast. They lost to Oregon, who's a ranked team 2-1, and then beat Duke, who they lost to last weekend. Beat them like 3-2 or 6-2 or something like that.
Yeah, A&M's really good, man. They're really good this year.
Well, that whole SEC is.
Yeah, you're right.
Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Bama, Florida, Tennessee. I mean, just keep rolling through the list.
I will be in Norman. I'll be in Norman, Oklahoma, April 21st, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That game was going to be. That game probably will be on the ESPN app.
Yeah, one of those. Probably.
So I may have to throw that on. But yeah, it's I don't put too much stock. These teams are still trying to get their feet wet. But Texas Tech looks really good.
Yeah. Well, they got that pitcher still, so.
Yeah, Kennedy.
Oh yeah. $1 million pitcher, man.
Yeah, they beat A&M opening weekend of the season. Like I think it was 3-2. It was a good game, but I mean, you get these Oklahomas, Texases, Texas Techs, these top squads. They're good. UCLA's. They're going to be good games. You're normally not going to beat. I mean, I know last year in the SEC tournament, I think A&M beat Texas like 15-2 or something. You know, that's not going to happen when those squads play. That's just something that lightning in a bottle happened, and you erupted for a couple of big runs, and that was that. And so I don't know. It didn't really do A&M a lot of good to beat Texas like Texas, and they lost as the number 1 overall seed. So
yeah, they did, man. That's crazy.
It was, but I will say this: looking back at the bracket, A&M, even being the number 1 seed, had the hardest regional of anybody else. The team they lost to was actually up until near the end of the season in contention to be a host, and they got thrown into A&M's regional. It just didn't make any sense. And
yeah, that was kind of a bad draw, man. It's kind of a crappy draw.
Yeah, upsets happen. I'm sorry. And Trish Ford has got that program way revived from where it used to be.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. They should have been this way a long time ago, but
yeah, there's no reason. There's no reason any of the real big sports for those 2 universities, Texas and A&M, the top, even 5 sports, women's, all the big 3 in men and the top 2 sports for women. There is no reason those 5 teams should not be competitive in every level for both universities with the amount of talent that can come through there.
With softball, I kind of compare it to football in the sense that you have most of the talent coming out of California, Texas, and Florida, or the Southeast. Basically, if you look at college softball, majority of the talent it's almost like college football. I mean, you have some girls up in Ohio that can play.
Oh yeah,
I know that. Yeah. We've seen girls in tournaments down here. They travel down here because it's kind of hard to play up there in the snow. Yeah. Sometimes. So, but
yeah, I mean, I can see that and like we said earlier, softball's really catching its uptick through Texas right about now.
Yeah.
Over the past, say, 10 years, it's grown astronomically. So, because you're right, a bunch of the times when you would look at rosters 10, 12 years ago for A&M in Texas, it was girls out of Florida and California.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're starting to see the Tori Vitalis from LaPorte's and stuff like that.
Yeah, Mariah Polar going to Purdue,
Yeah, how she wound up in Purdue, who knows?
She loved it there. She loved the visit.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Good school.
That just tells me that somebody overlooked her at another program. Maybe they were the first ones to offer her too, and she jumped on.
No, actually, she played on all the national teams and stuff. I mean, she was highly recruited. I think the academics probably did it at Purdue for her.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very, very good academic school, that's for sure.
And speaking of academics, dude, let me tell you something, man. This girl, she's a shortstop at Texas right now. Her name is Shylin Brister. She went to Clearbrook High School. Okay. Her dad went to Dobie with me. Anyways, she was highly recruited. He got to go to freaking a Clemson football game, got to go on a visit, Auburn football game, and a Duke basketball game, right? So she went on a visit to Duke, loved it. She was ready to commit. The next day, Duke came back and said, "Sorry, we can't accept you. You can't get in." And she's one of the smartest girls at Clearbrook, man. She's like top 5 in her class.
That's crazy.
And she was ready to commit, and they had to back out, man. They don't compromise over there when it comes to academics, dude. But she ended up at Texas, which is great. God works because her whole family are Longhorn fans. So,
well, yeah,
worked out.
Which makes it kind of odd that she didn't even go there at first.
Dude, they offered her late. It was crazy.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
that's the problem with a lot of this now is if you're not one of the first ones in, you're behind the 8 ball now.
Well, I mean, she had Clemson, Auburn, freaking all these Duke recruiting her.
Yeah.
And Texas came in late. So
Yeah, this I think the pitcher for A&M today is from Montgomery Lake Creek.
oh man, Lake Creek, man, they're good at pretty much everything now.
Yeah.
Football, softball.
Shane Sadeo. Yeah. I hope he's not injured again. Oh no. Bases are loaded. 2 outs.
So who you liking this U of H Arizona game tomorrow, man? It's in Houston.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of defense, I think.
Man, Joseph asked me this the other night, and I was just like, I just don't know. I'm probably gonna go Arizona due to the simple fact that I think they have more playmakers down the stretch than Houston does. I expect it to be a close game. Very, very back and forth game. I think Arizona has been more battle tested with who they've played. And I think they have more options scoring wise than Houston does. Now, Houston probably has the best scorer on the court. But if I had to pick today, I'd probably say Arizona, but man, I'm not confident on it. This is one of those that I would never put money on this game. There's no way. Same with Duke, Michigan. I think that's a Michigan win, and I think Michigan beats them pretty easy.
So do I. I mean, this game is not at Duke, so this is at a neutral site.
Yeah, it's closer.
Even then. Duke. Yeah, it's closer to Duke.
But I just think Michigan's a better team than Duke.
So do I.
I have some serious questions about Duke. They were up 20 points at North Carolina and let them come all in the second half and let them come back and win.
Yep.
I've got some questions about Duke and their defense and their lack of focus. They seem to lose focus. Kind of reminds me of Texas A&M basketball, where they'll get this big lead and then the next thing you know, we're losing. So,
yeah.
I'd probably lean Michigan and Arizona, but I'm not confident in the Arizona-Houston game, but I'm pretty confident in the Michigan-Duke game.
Yeah, I'm going Houston and Michigan.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
It's a toss-up. Houston. I mean, I know Houston's
because they're at home,
but you get 3.5 bump for being at home if you want to go home court advantage. So you're really talking about a 1.5 point game, which is pretty much a pick 'em. So I'd take Arizona, Michigan, but I'm telling everybody, you better watch that team, Florida. They're starting to catch their stride, and they are nasty.
Dude, they might be a top 5 team right now, honestly, man. Yeah, Florida is really good.
That can match their front line. Nobody in the league can roll out 6'10", 6'11", 7'1", 7'9".
Yeah. I mean, Michigan got some bigs, don't they?
Yeah, but the difference is the Florida bigs, especially 2 of them, Thomas Howe or Hawk or Hoff or whatever his name is, and I think it's Charlie Condon. They can play down low, defend, rim protectors, but they can always step out and hit a 3-2.
Yeah.
So you've kind of got this. We can play physical down low with you, or we can carry you away from the basket.
Yeah, well, that's a huge advantage, man. Because I hear with Michigan, you want their bigs to come out more because they're down, they're down underneath the basket, man. You're not going to do much.
All right.
with them.
A
But with
couple of those
Florida,
guys
it
were
don't
there
really
last
matter.
year.
Pick your poison with Florida, I guess, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And the difference is Florida can draw their big men away because you have to go out and cover their big men on the perimeter. And now you open driving lanes for your guards. So, yeah, it's Florida scary. I watched the Florida Texas A&M game the other night, and
That got ugly bad. Yeah, ugly pretty quick.
but it wasn't. I mean, A&M started off 2-0, and then Florida went on a 12-0 run. But it was only 12-2. A&M didn't score for like 10 minutes, and A&M missed 22 consecutive shots, and it was like they were down 14. Yeah, and they were down 14.
Oh.
So A&M played defense, but Florida's size just eventually won and just dominated, and it was over. A&M got it down to like a 6-point game. And then, like I said, Florida size took over in the second half, and they just started going down, and it was just over. But it is what it is. I mean, basketball, college basketball is college basketball. Really excited with college baseball. Baseball season kicked off today too. MLB, spring training.
Oh yeah. Spring training.
Not that spring training really means anything, but
not much at all, really.
Really, really excited. I'm really, really interested in in college baseball this year, though. I want to see if we can rebound from last year. I think everybody, including yourself as a University of Texas fan, realizes that there was just too much going on with that team. There was too much. The whole Schlossnagle leaving, the way it was that the stud third baseman breaks his shoulder, and has to have surgery. Your two of your better pitchers are out for the year with injuries, and it was just like everything just kind of spiraled on them, and they couldn't get themselves out of it. You had what was still arguably the best player in college baseball, but he had no protection in the lineup.
Yeah,
Jace Laviolette, he had no protection. That's a Katy kid too, by the way. Jace Laviolette, Katy, Seven Lakes.
Okay.
But you just can't. He'll be the number one pick in the draft, and he fell to like number 17 or something. But again, you know as well as anybody too does that you can be the best hitter in baseball, like Barry Bonds when he was in his hitting everything.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't have anybody batting around you or behind you to protect you, they're just going to walk you.
Just going to walk you, but you ain't going to see nothing.
Then you start chasing.
Yep.
But it is what it is. I'm kind of hoping that Laviolette will make the jump to the AAA for the Cleveland Guardians because they play here in Columbus.
There you go. In A&M last year, they started off preseason number 1, right? Baseball.
Right.
And they had a rough start. I think they were the first team to start number 1 and get out of the top 25 by the end of March or something.
Yep.
That was rough.
Yeah, it was probably the end of March, middle of March, maybe. It was rough, and then it just everything piled on. So I'm real curious to see what Michael Early and that staff, and if we can stay healthy, what we can do. I think Michael Early's a good coach. He's a good hitting coach for sure. Plus, we brought back Cliff Pennington. He's now back on the A&M staff as the infield coach. 12, 15 years in Major League Baseball, former A&M player, was a really good coach up at Dallas Baptist. And so, you got him working with the infield, which is going to not hurt you. But everybody says Michael Early's not that good of a hitting coach and all this. And I'm like, look, he was on Jim Schlossnagle's staff when we had that killer offense and almost won the national title against Tennessee. And then Schlossnagle took him to Texas with him as the hitting coach. So the guy's good guy, I'm really interested to watch that series. That was a good series last year too, even as bad as A&M was playing. Every one of those games was one-run games.
Mm-hmm.
And this year it's at Bluebell in Kyle Field or College Station. Do y'all still have that kid? I haven't heard anything about this kid. That's why the kid from Galveston Ball.
Oh, is it Williams? Yeah. Yeah, we still got Jonah Williams.
Is he on the football roster too? Because he was supposed to play both.
Yeah. He's on the football roster. They don't use him much yet.
I mean, he was a freshman last year, so.
Dude, that guy was so freaking good in high school. He did everything, dude.
He'd have been a sophomore this year in football.
Yeah. I think he's supposed to play either linebacker or safety or something.
He enrolled early, I want to say, to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
He was there in 24. He was a freshman in 24 because he played against A&M in baseball in 25.
Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely a baseball guy. I think he's gonna, he's gonna get drafted.
He single-handedly beat Manville in the first game of the high school his senior year. He single-handedly beat Manville.
No kidding. The guy was baseball. Crazy.
I watched that game and literally he looked like Devon Chain when he was at Fort Bend Marshall. Just beat us. Just did everything. Couldn't stop him.
Was he freaking? Was he? You on baseball?
Football.
Football. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Well, dude, he freaking returned punts. He played offense, defense.
Yeah.
He did everything.
Yeah. They were so good. He was phenomenal to watch. You want to know who? Well, I want to know whatever happened to. Used to be was the number one recruit in the nation coming out of Angleton, Texas.
Out of Angleton,
Texas. Foster.
Oh.
I wonder whatever happened to him.
BJ Foster.
He went to Texas.
He went to Texas.
But then he was terrible.
Oh my God! What did he play? What position was he?
Safety. He was a safety and a running back in high school.
Damn.
Because if you remember, that was the year they made it. They were in Region 4, and Manville was in Region 3, and we played Angleton in the state semifinals, 2017.
Yeah.
We played Angleton in the semifinals at NRG and beat the snot out of them. Beat them 35-10, and it was 35-3, or 35-10, and it was 35-7 at halftime. We just ran the ball and coasted, but with number one safety, number one recruit in the nation, went to
BJ Foster.
Never did anything.
I don't know what happened to him, man.
I don't either.
I remember the name for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can do. He was Sam Houston State.
Did he really? He transferred to Sam Houston State?
Yeah.
What did he do there?
Hold on. Oh, that freaked me out. Well, it freaked out because I typed in BJ Foster and it came up with obituary, and I was like, "What?
What?
It's not him." Let's see. So I don't know how this is even legit that he's on their roster because he doesn't have any stats from them. Did he? It says he played one season for the Bearcats. He played 4 seasons for the Longhorns. Let me see. His best year was his freshman year. He had 2.5 sacks and an interception. And 46 tackles.
Damn. Okay, so he played. Was the Tom Herman recruit or something?
No, Tom Herman wasn't there. Was Tom Herman there? In
What year was
2018? 2017?
Yeah, because Stark got there in what 19 maybe
Stark's
1920.
been there 5 years.
Yeah.
So this will be Stark's 5th year, I think, coming up. So Stark got there in 21.
Yeah. So
Was it Herman
that was
before Stark?
yeah. It was Herman, and before Herman, it was Charlie Strong. Mac Brown, Charlie Strong, Tom Herman, and then Stark.
I want to see who was there.
I think it was a Tom Herman recruit, man. Probably one of the few players from the state of Texas that Tom Herman freaking recruited.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's see. Dana Bible. I'm looking up. Yeah. Tom Herman 2017. So I'm betting he was a Charlie Strong recruit because he was there through 16, and then Herman followed it and kept him for 2017. His freshman class would have been 2018.
Yeah, okay.
But he was on the radar when he was a sophomore. But the I remember that kid. He was just all world and then just nothing.
Yeah. Huh?
Yeah, I need to go back and look at that too. I need to compare those because if I'm not mistaken, I think there's only one football coach who has coached both Texas A&M and the University of Texas.
Who's that?
Dana Bible.
Oh, Dana Bible. Okay.
Back in the 1920s, but I think he actually coached A&M, went to Texas, and then came back to A&M. It's weird.
No way.
Yeah. I have to go back and look it up. I think that's the only time it's ever happened that I can think of. I can't name any others. Sound like somebody was mumbling. Yeah, I'm looking. I like college baseball. Like it a lot. Like college baseball. I like all the college athletics. College basketball is pretty fun. It really, everybody gets peaked up for the tournament.
Yeah.
Of course, I got my race this weekend. We're racing NASCAR down at Echo Park Speedway in Atlanta. So,
Nice. ATL.
Yeah, I'll be locked into that this weekend. Other than that, yeah, kind of if you're not into like college athletics, it's kind of a downtime of the year for you because the only thing really going is the NBA.
NBA, yeah. College basketball, but college basketball is every night. That's what I like about it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you're not a fan of college athletics, you're kind of screwed right now.
Yeah.
I mean, even hockey is not playing right now because all the players are at the Olympics.
Right.
So, yeah, it's kind of just one of those downtimes of the year. I do know, and I'm going to bring this up on some of my NASCAR chat next week, but I'll throw it in here real quick too. NASCAR's talking about looking at adjusting their schedule to instead of going from February to November to shorten it down, do the same amount of races, but shorten it and actually do some have kind of a college basketball model race on Sundays and Wednesdays. Start racing midweek.
That'd be good.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious how that would work. I mean, you would think that all the midweek races would have to be in the Carolinas because you can't really leave on Tuesday to go to Phoenix, Arizona with a car hauler and then turn around and come back and race again on. So I'm pretty sure they would have most of the midweek races would probably be Charlotte, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee. There's kind of tracks you can make a couple hour drive to get to. So we're going to see what happens. There's nothing set in stone with that, but I thought it was kind of interesting that the president of NASCAR came out and was talking about that. So we'll see where it goes from there. Did they win today? You never did tell me either. Did the softball win today up there?
No, they kind of blew it there at the end. Had a real bad inning. So they had the lead. I think they lost to Northern Iowa today. A close one. They got a couple more games tomorrow.
They played 2 games today, though.
Yeah. I think they might have won one and lost the other one, I want to say. I didn't get to watch it, man. I had to work today.
I tried to look for it on ESPN, but I couldn't find it.
Those type of games might be like on YouTube or one of those, the other team's broadcast or something like that,
Yeah, I'm trying to look it up. What's their mascot? The Lions?
The Golden Lions.
Is that what they are?
Yep. UAPB.
No, I don't care about that. What is going on here? Let me see.
Yeah, my kid says she went 0 for 2 today with the walk. She got under the ball a couple of times. No strikeouts though.
Yeah, they lost 1-9 to somebody, and then 8-10 to somebody.
Yeah, the 8-10 game it got away from them there at the end.
Yeah. Then they play tomorrow at 10 a.m. and at 3 p.m. I don't know who though. It doesn't have a opponent.
Might be one of the. Well, I think they're in Louisiana Monroe. They're in, yeah. They might be playing one of those teams. Hopefully.
Yeah. And it looks like they play Northwestern State and Natchitoches.
Yeah, and then it's in Louisiana. That's where I'll be next weekend.
We'll see. If I ever move to Arkansas, Missouri State, Springfield, Missouri is only an hour from where I'll be.
There you go.
See, look at that. Pine Bluff is only a couple hours. Let me see where else. What do they play throughout the year? A lot of Louisiana, Mississippi. I didn't know they were in the SWAC.
Yeah, then a SWAC. Yeah, they play Grambling and Southern, TSU, Prairie View.
Yeah.
Alcorn State,
Yeah.
Jackson State.
Yeah. Who the hell is this little snake-looking thing? Oh, Florida A&M.
Yeah.
I just looked at it has the logo, and it was a snake, and I was like, what is this? So, yeah. No, I mean, that's cool. You have to keep us up to date on their stuff going on. Like I said, I'm going to look around and see if I can find some of their stuff on TV. If not, I can always look up on their website and see the scores and stuff. So that works out. Other than that, I'm going to go. This game is crazy. 0-0. So,
Come on, A&M.
yeah, I'm telling you. Well, Texas is playing Michigan State right now. Yeah, telling you. You gotta keep up with it. I'm pulling for Michigan State now.
Yeah, I bet you are, man.
I can't stand Jim Schlossnagle.
Well,
I can't stand the way he did it.
Yeah, it was kind of bushy, but
Yeah. Let's see. See if we can get you an update on Texas. Texas is up 2-0 on Michigan State. So. Anyway, go do what you got to do. That kid's going to be good, Doug. That's
which one?
Follow Nico Partita.
Nico Partita.
Yeah, plays third baseman and pitcher for Texas A&M. He's from Pearland.
Oh, Pearland kid. Okay.
He grew up in his address is Manville, Texas, but he went to Pearland High School. He was
baseball.
Well, he was a kid. I'd have gone to Pearland if I was playing baseball too.
Yeah.
But nobody thought he was going to go to A&M because they expected him to be drafted.
Oh, no kidding.
And he just straight up said, "No, I'm going to college." So keep an eye on that kid, Nico Partita. Throws mid-90s, got 3 pitches, I think, throws mid-90s, and he's a hell of a bat. He's a true freshman.
Oh, no kidding. So he was at Pearland last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was their ace pitcher and hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was at
They
Pearland.
went to state last year, I think. Or
I think they made it to a regional final or something. They may have made it to the state tournament. I'd have to go back and look, but that's a kid to watch out for from right down there in that area. He's got all the tools. 5-star player, five-tool player.
5-tool player. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, really good. And I'm gonna tell you this: he don't look like a freshman. This kid looks like he's been in college for like 3 years.
Looks like one of them 80s kids, huh?
Dude.
You ever seen the old picture, like just photographs of kids back in the 80s in high school and college? They look like freaking grown men, dude. It was nuts. Must have been the water or something.
I don't know. This kid is I don't know. He's crazy.
I remember that name now, Nico. I remember hearing that name now, Nico, something last year.
Yeah, he's somebody to keep an eye on. I mean, throughout the season, I'm gonna definitely, but he's something special. That kid's gonna be legit. So. Well, I'm gonna go watch this. Go enjoy the rest of your evening down there, and we'll catch up as soon as we can and talk some more.
All right, buddy. Have a good weekend, man.
And, anybody that jumps in and watches, go check out all the channels scrolling below and like and subscribe to all of them. Go give us some love. We need all the help we can get, some more than others. So I'll holler at you later, Doug. Be good.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right. You too. Bye.